top two move on.
I think they're going to talk to Blake Anderson. Yeah, but
it's a
could
bad
talk
night.
to Trenton.
If you're a driver and you're talking to Trenton Berry, you've had a bad night, yes.
Well, once again, the distance is 8 laps. The top two out of each heat race will transfer. 3rd through 7th goes to tonight's B mains. 8th on back, done for the night. Yellow lights have been turned off. Kyle McGowan has shaken the green stick at the field. We're going to go racing, this time by PPM Racing Products. Heat race number 1 at the Dome at America's Center is underway.
And we're underway, and Nick Hoffman will take them off into 1 and 2. He'll slide up to the middle of the racetrack, moves in 2nd, Tyler Erb in 3rd.
That's how they stay down the back straightaway. Simple slides up the speedway as well, and that allows Jason Zobrist to slide underneath him. Moose and Erb going at it back there for the battle for 2nd spot. This happens behind. No, baby, is
no.
KO's Moose down in 1 and 2.
Oh, man, and his tough year continues. Contact with Tyler Erb and Miles Moose, and Miles goes around, and he's parked at the top of turn number 2, and, man, Miles just cannot catch a break this season, and that will draw the caution flag with 1 lap down, 7 to go, and PPM Racing Products heat number 1, as in turn 2, Miles Moose heads back down the hill, and not real happy with Tyler Erb right now, as those two made contact. Erb with a slider down at 1 and 2 and got into the side of the 84 car. Now Miles Moose is going to find himself on the back of the pack with just 7 laps to try to work his way forward. And man, tough break.
Yeah, and again, I mean, one thing to keep in mind as well, just like we talked about, again, 3rd through 7th go to tonight's B main, so Moose needs to work his way up a few positions just to get in one of those B mains this evening. And then those B mains guys, they're only 12 laps each.
Blake?
Oh, some friendly exchanges down the backstretch. A little wave with the finger from Miles Moose, letting Tyler Erb know his displeasure. Boy, it's the Dome, baby. You gotta love it.
It is the Dome. I hate that for Miles, but yeah, you got to love the Dome. As right now, I tell you what, Nick Hoffman really likes the middle of this racetrack, DJ. He talked about it. That's where he was at in Twisted Tech qualifying early in this heat. That's where he's at. And now we find Jason Zobrist. He's going to line up to the inside of Tyler Erb. Only 2 move on out of this one. DJ, as you said, 3 to 7 will go to the B main. 8 on back. Well, they're not going to race again until the non-qualifier races on Saturday, and those will be the races that will start the night for one chance to keep your weekend alive.
Absolutely. Nick Hoffman, his best finish was 3rd in this race back in 2021. He'll lead the Delaware double file restart back to the green with 1 lap scored. 7 laps to go in PPM Racing Products Heat 1.
And we're back underway with Nick Hoffman. Oh, it's simple. A lot of smoke. Everybody stacks up behind him. We'll stay green, though, as they keep him straight. Off into 3 and 4, and Nick Hoffman now moving up to the edge of that moisture. He'll come around to lead lap 2 with Tyler Erb in tow. Again,
the top 2 drivers transfer to tonight's A main right now. That is Nick Hoffman and Tyler Erb. Jason Zobrist on the outside looking in. He's 3rd. Scott Simple is 4th. 5th right now is Dustin Bowler, and 6th is David Sievers. Everybody else on the outside looking in, and Miles Moose with trouble at the back of the field. He's going to get it back going again, and we stay green.
Yeah, they got sideways in front of him a couple of cars, and I think he almost stalled the motor, and again, just not catching a break. And if you're Nick Hoffman, you're starting to catch Miles Moose, and if you're Tyler Erb, you're also starting to catch Miles Moose. We'll keep an eye on that as we come around to complete lap 5 of this 8-lap affair. It's been Nick Hoffman the whole way in PPM Racing Products Heat 1.
You know, you got to be conservative, but you got to be aggressive, and I know that's an oxymoron. You got to be conservative because of the back of the field, and you catch cars so quickly. In the same sense, you let off that throttle just a little bit in this 1/5 mile racetrack, and the rest of the field can close up to you in a hurry. 2 laps to go now as Hoffman tries to sneak underneath Moose.
Hoffman trying to put Moose down a lap. He's got about 4 car lengths on Tyler Erb. Now Erb closing in on him. They will race back to the white flag one more time around the speedway for Nick Hoffman.
This one may not be over yet as Hoffman has got the back of the field side by side in front of him, and the one of Tyler Erb's going to try to make a run through 3 and 4 in the final set of corners. Checkered flag in the air, a drag race to the line. Give it to Nick Hoffman by half a car length over Tyler Erb.
Oh my goodness, the 2 at BN of Matthew Norman spins, but the checkered is out. Taking your 2nd and final transfer, it is going to be Tyler Erb, and your winner, Nick Hoffman, in car number 9. As that is the way they cross the line out of Mooresville, North Carolina. The Tide Tour Racing, Knox Energy Drink, CW Trucking, Petroff Towing, Tri-Valley Equipment Sales, Runkle Construction, number 9. And it was close, man. I tell you what, Turbo was coming at the end, but Nick Hoffman looked like by about 4 feet had him right there. And William Style was the jam car right there as it got really tight. Blake, we'll throw it down to you with the winner of PPM Racing Products Heat Race number 1.
Well, Nick Hoffman rolls down, a now late model driver, quick time of the night. Nick how tough is it to balance that lap traffic out there and kind of tiptoe that line of not being aggressive enough and being too conservative or being too aggressive and maybe costing yourself?
Yeah, I knew Turbo was going to kind of give her hell there on the top, and so I was kind of waiting to hear from him, up there, and so I obviously did off before. But yeah, I just probably should have been a little bit more aggressive. Just obviously you watch the board here just like you do at Chili Bowl, and so I knew I had a little bit of a gap there at one point, so just kind of cruise. I probably should have been more aggressive, but I was able to get it done.
All right, let's redraw here. What number did you find?
Uno. One.
Nick Hoffman on the pole tonight, guys.
Wow.
Well, he's a 5-time winner this year. Maybe number 6 tonight is he will start on the pole for tonight's 25-lap prelim feature for the Velocity Super Late Models. Meanwhile, DJ, it's time for U-Coated Heat Race number 2. And here's how we're going to roll them around. The pole position tonight out of Winchester, Virginia. 20-time winner this year to be Kyle Hardy in the 00. And to his outside, coming to us out of Maryville, Tennessee, the Chrome Dome, Jason Welshin.
Row number 2 on the inside. In the number 2, it'll be JLC Justin Lee Carter out of Huntington, West Virginia. And on his outside, multi-time Dome feature starter. Just a few starts this year, though, for the Highland, Illinois native in the 7 with the little 8. That is Chad Zobrist.
Little 8s count, too, my friend. Starting inside of row 3, it'll be Kyle Mixon out of Alton, Illinois in the 27E. And to his outside, out of Deer Creek, Illinois, all Landon Lincoln, row 3, it's David Marlowe in the M14.
We move back to row 4, and there we find Festus, Missouri native Rusty Griffaw in the 16. And on his outside in the 31J, it's Austin Teddeton.
And moving back, your final 3 starters inside of row 5, it'll be Baytown, Texas driver Eric Thorne in the 260. To his outside, the 6D of Dustin Dixon out of Bartlesville, Oklahoma. And the furthest starter with the longest way to go, I should say, the 88E of Muskegon, Michigan's Mike Epplett. 11 cars, 8 laps, top 2 move on, winner to the redraw. Well, we know what position is off the board for the feature. How about Nick Hoffman? He's batting 1,000 right now. Quick time at Twisted Tech qualifying. He wins PPM Racing Products Heat Race number 1. He draws the pole, and he's going to try to stay perfect in this main event tonight as we got one of the cars needing a little bit of love getting out on the speedway. I think that's Jason Welshin and car 29.
Do want to let folks know we talked about the 2-seater. Those tickets are for sale, as you mentioned, the main concourse area. $10 for 1 ticket. $20 for 5 tickets. That's your best deal. If you'd like to take a chance at a ride in the 2-seater, again, it's $10 for 5 tickets, $10. Play it again, $10 for 1, $20 for 5. Real quick, too, over in turns 3 and 4 now coming down the front straightaway, I want to mention Kyle Mixon in the 27E car, the Cottage Hills, Illinois driver. Man, oh man, you talk about bad luck, as we just talked about a few guys in that last heat race. Kyle Mixon, on his way to the racetrack early in the season, his truck, the truck he was hauling the race car in, burnt to the ground on the way to the racetrack. He finally comes back to racing in September, gets about 1 race under his belt, and then has a wild flip at Charleston that just about ended his year. That also on the back of the car, you see Leaps for Love. They're based out of Highland, Illinois. They're the ones that put on that 24-hour Leaps for Love race that you had mentioned earlier this year. They raised money altogether, raised $113,000 in that event. It is, man. We always say it, race fans are just some of the best and most giving people in the world. I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that. Leaps of Love out of Highland, Illinois. Kyle Mixon, thank you. Thank you to everyone involved in that awesome gesture.
Mad respect. You're right. The racing community is the best. Well, we've got 11 cars. We're looking for 11 cars. We got all 11. We've got U-Coated Heat Race number 2 for the Velocity USA Super Late Model Division. We'll have 6 of these heat races. Then the Summit Racing Equipment Modifieds, they'll have 4 big ones. And then we'll move off to B-main action here tonight in the Dome. DJ, lights are down on the speedway. We got Virginia and Tennessee border wars here in U-Coated Heat Race number 2.
Kyle Hardy on the inside, Jason Welshin on the outside, one of the Dome darlings. Then it's going to be Justin Lee Carter and Chad Zobrist in row 2, 8 laps the distance. U-Coated Heat 2's underway.
Off into turns 1 and 2. Oh, a big slider from Kyle Hardy right in front of Jason Welshin. Welshin turns back down the hill. It's not going to matter. Because as our late great friend Rick Eshelman would say, we've got a Waffle House down in turns 1 and 2.
And they're going to throw the red flag, not necessarily for any type of safety precaution, but the track is completely blocked down in turns 1 and 2. So We're going to take a moment to get these cars separated from one another.
I don't think too much damage for anybody. That's the good news. So.
No, it didn't look like it. Kyle Mixon is involved. Rusty Griffaw in the 16. We'll take a look at our Kaiser Manufacturing instant replay to see exactly what happened to put the caution flag out here. And heat race number 2.
Well, they're already beating in Vega coming to the green flag. That's never a good sign. And oh, Carter just parked in the middle of 1 and 2, and everybody else was on for the ride. And Carter was able to drive away. It's always the guy that starts it is the one that somehow gets out of it, and bad deal there. But Justin Lee Carter gets sideways. We'll have a complete double file restart. Multiple cars, first lap, complete restart.
Blake, how do things look from your vantage point in the infield?
They look pretty good, honestly. Dustin Dixon in the 60 with the most damage as Rusty Griffaw rolls away. I think everybody should be able to rejoin, though. No parts on the racetrack. We're good to go down here.
All right, Blake, thanks a lot as they have got everything, it looks like, situated now here in U-Coded Heat Race number 2. And Ben, we've got breaking news that has just been brought to us here in the announcer's booth.
Tyler Erb had his transponder in the wrong place, and if you were watching on My Race Pass or Race Monitor, either one, you noticed it showed Tyler Erb won that race. Well, his transponder was in the wrong place. He has been docked 3 positions because they tell him in the driver's meeting where they have to be. That means that Jason Zobrist will transfer to the prelim feature out of the first heat race. Nick Hoffman, your winner. Jason Zobrist in second, and Tyler Erb being told transponder mounted in the wrong place, docked 3 positions. So
there
lots
you go.
of stuff happening here at the Dome.
Lesson at home, drivers. Mount your transponders in the spot that's supposed to be mounted in, I guess. We will try this one again. Did not get a lap in, so 0 laps down. All 8 laps still remaining here in U-Coded Heat Race number 2. Kyle Hardy.
Only turbo.
Kyle Hardy on the pole. Jason Welsh on the outside, and a good start for the Chrome Dome.
Oh, man, Welsh gets a good start. Hardy with a slider last time. He can't get there this time, and Jason Welsh into the lead. Kyle Hardy in second. He's got company. Here comes Zobrist. His brother's already in the show tonight. He wants to put it in as well in car 78.
Indeed he does. Jason Welsh in lead lap number 1. Kyle Hardy right now runs second. Chad Zobrist on the outside looking in. He's in third. Justin Lee Carter runs in fourth. Oh. And we have got a caution flag once again.
Dustin Dixon stopping down at the bottom of 2. And I'll tell you what, DJ, if you look back in third, Chad Zobrist, in just the blink of an eye, does that not look like maybe a year or so ago a Drake Troutman car?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. By the way, I saw Drake in the pit area. He'll be running the modified here tomorrow. He's another driver, by the way. I am super excited to see that dude out at Vado Speedway Park in the Wild West Shootout in a few weeks.
It's really cool to see Drake Troutman working with Chris Bragg Motorsports.
Yeah.
And Chris has helped a lot of guys. He helped Ethan Dodson, and, of course, now Ethan with Coltman Farms Racing. Chris won a feature on his own this year. Chris drives from time to time. And, man, I love these car owners, and I love these people that are so generous to everybody in our sport. And, yeah, I can't wait to see Drake out in the desert as we go to the Kaiser Manufacturing replay to see what happened to Dustin Dixon. And off into 1 and 2, and boom! And he bumped a bumper car off the infield wall, and he kept going for a moment.
Up there, yeah. Kip Hughes actually did a good job getting by. By the way, how about the year Kip Hughes had this year, man? 10 wins on the year between the late model and the factory stock. At one point, he had just an outstanding June. He won 5 late model races in a row there at one point in June in Oklahoma and Kansas. 4-time Sooner late model champ out of Enid, Oklahoma.
And the team that he was going to come with, they decided last minute not to. So this team came together, allowed Kip to get here to the Dome and the 229. So that's why instead of a 60, we're seeing Kip in the 229 here this weekend. As right now, getting them lined out, trying to get this one back underway. And you mentioned Kip, but I think you were talking about Eric Thorne. So the 260. I was like, wait a minute.
You are exactly right. Kip is not in this heat race.
But still much love. He had a great year.
Hey, still a 3-digit number.
That's right.
And begins with 2. Begins with 2, yes. We're close.
I'll allow it.
Not the first mistake, not the last mistake we will make this weekend. Back underway in U-Coded Heat Race number 2. And what a move by Zobrist. And that
maybe
dog,
too good.
That dog won't hunt. Yep.
Yeah, Kelly Carlton said, no, my friend. Yeah, Kyle Hardy, I thought maybe his start wasn't great. It turns out Zobrist was that good. So we're going to try it again.
So for the folks maybe watching at home on FloRacing, or for those of you here inside the Dome in America's Center, as we encounter a few times over the course of the year, we are in a completely separate room from race control. So we have actually zero communication with race control other than texts we may get from time to time from Kelly Carlton and the others. And so a lot of times our guess as to what happens to a driver or why a caution flag comes out is just about as good as yours. But as soon as we get information, we do pass it along as you see Zobrist pull down to the inside of the racetrack talking to track officials.
Or wanting to talk to track officials.
Or
I don't
wanting,
know,
yes.
I don't know the track officials are wanting to talk to him right now. So Chad Zobrist, man, he's a guy that cut his teeth, a lot of success in Highland Speedway, and a little bit bigger than this, not much, and a tight little bull ring. And I tell you what, I got to talk to the Highland Speedway folks last week over at PRI. They got a lot of exciting things next year. Got a World of Outlaws show coming in, and they are really working hard to put that bull ring on the national map, and a lot of history there. And I'm really excited to see what 2024 holds for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And he talked about Jason Zobrist there as well. He only ran, about 6 times this year. He said he's another driver that participated in that Leaps of Love charity race at Highland. He completed nearly 2,400 laps in 24 hours. His team finished 4th out of 40 in that race. Green flag back out.
Green's back out, and Kyle Hardy trying to get back around Zobrist. That's the battle for the transfer spot. Zobrist to the inside, Hardy to the outside, and Hardy will take second off into 3 and 4. Good battle for second.
Indeed it is. Zobrist going to try to battle back down to the inside, and the caution flag waves once again as Austin Tedeton has now slowed to a stop at the end of the front straightaway going into turn number 1.
Looks like more of an abrupt stop down there. And I was wrong earlier. Chad and Jason are cousins. I said brothers. They are cousins. I was wrong about that. Yeah.
Yeah, Chad's, yes, exactly.
Yep.
Chad's brother is,
either way, the family's trying to show.
Yes, exactly. Jason's brother is Cody Zobrist,
That's right.
actually, yes. And of course,
the mods.
yes, and we talked about Chad in that last heat race. His son Ashton actually raced a good part of the year this year in one of Chad's old cars and motors, and that's why Chad didn't get to race as much this year.
Next generation. I would guess maybe a J-bar, drive shaft, all of the above on Tedeton's number 31. Look how that rear end is shifted over. You can see the left rear too far out. We're going to have a Kaiser Manufacturing instant replay. And let's see what happened to Austin Tedeton. I'm going to guess maybe a little concrete glove and boom. Oh, man.
A lot of concrete love.
Forget the rear end. Man, the front end's going to be suing for assault. That was brutal off into turn. Here we go. No, not the speed cam. Not the speed cam. Not the speed cam. Speed cam. Boom.
Oh, no, it got hit twice.
It was 2 for
but
Tuesday.
It's still alive. It's a zombie. You can't kill it.
It was 2 for Thursday. That's a Steve Gigas one's got 8 rolls of duct tape on it.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Well, we will try to.
That's not going to work. You can't go 3 wide on the Delaware double file restart.
Yeah, Delaware triple file restart. They tried to do that.
Guys, we're having a hard enough time double file restart, so let's not poke the bear and go triple. Well, I tell you right now, Kyle Hardy and Chad Zobrist are having a great battle back there for position number 2. Zobrist has got some right side damage on that 78 car. We'll keep an eye on that. And behind them, Marlowe and Justin Carter. As we'll get them sorted out, lineup looks better now.
You say that, but...
Yeah. So Brad Hockaday and Dakota Tennyson down there. Ross Van Eck giving a hand in down there with scoring. It takes a lot on an event like this.
Yeah.
There's so many moving parts. There's so many moving transponders. There's a lot of things to pay attention to. So there's just an amazing staff here at the Castrol Gateway Dirt Nationals to make all this happen.
And very candidly, it's not like a lot of racetracks where you can walk outside of a booth and down 20 steps and talk to a flagman or be in the infield. We got to take elevators and literally maze around this giant facility just to get to anyone in the infield. Green flag back out in U-coated heat race number 2, still unofficially at 1 lap scored at 7 laps remaining. And here's a massive slider from Hardy.
And Zobrist comes out, and we got another spinner as Mike Epplett is facing the wrong direction on a one-way street, and that's going to draw the caution flag. You hate to say it, man. We're having a heck of a race at the front, and some of these guys toward the back kind of slowing things down. We've got a great battle for that transfer spot, and I was questioning Kyle Hardy taking the inside on that restart. He knew good and well that he had a Potomac Speedway caliber slider in mine down here in 1 and 2, and he did it.
Well, that's why Kyle Hardy has won approximately 20 more races than you and I have ever won, actually. Yeah.
All right, well, if you look at Hardy, the right side of that breakaway spoiler, say you're racing at the Dome without saying you're racing at the Dome as that thing's flapping in the wind behind that 00. Great work by our camera people. We got an all-star staff here of all these videographers and great producers, so many people. They got here Monday to start setting up. It takes a lot, and they're doing a great job. As DJ, we're going to try it again. 1 down, 7 to go. U-coated heat race number 2. Long green flag run. Let's go. Here we go. Let's
14th
go.
time is a charm in U-coated heat race number 2 as Hardy gets a real good start and is able to work his way back by Zobrist. No, JLC goes around, and that will bring out the caution flag yet again.
Well, Justin Carter gets turned around over there, and he had a lot of help from David Marlowe.
Yes.
So you hate to see it. You hate to see it. No contact. Justin Carter part of that as well. And we just can't get off lap 1. Hey, I think if we get to lap 2, it'll be a game changer.
I would like to see us get to lap 8.
I would love
Actually,
lap 8.
that would be fantastic.
As long as we don't have a fuel stop in this one.
I think Jason Welshan wants to see us get to lap number 8 also.
100%. And right now, it looks like Dustin Dixon, his fun meter pegged out.
Flat left rear for Dustin Dixon, guys.
Dustin Dixon, yeah.
That'll do it.
Okay. All right, we'll keep an eye on this. Now, keeping in mind, they don't want to do it, but there's some time limits that could be an issue here this weekend. So you don't want to go green, white, checkered, but you also don't want to stay on lap 1 until the sun comes up the next day.
No, we don't either. All right, U-coated heat race number 2, 1 down, 7 to go. Back underway here at the Dome in America Center.
Zobrist has got a head of steam.
Yeah, he does.
Slider,
yes, he does.
Slider, slider, slider. Turn back down the hill. Here comes Zobrist. 3 and 4 could get interesting. Oh, man, look at this. Hardy's coming for the lead. Welshan says, I don't think so. Zobrist is right there. I don't know that Zobrist doesn't have the best car on the speedway.
Chad Zobrist giving a little bit of, Jason Zobrist. Yeah, Chad Zobrist in this one, giving a little bit of chrome horn out there to the double zero of Kyle Hardy, and they are 3 wide at the back of the pack.
Hang on to it, Chad.
Oh, man.
Good battle back in the pack. They got it together now. Welshan, your leader. How Hardy's trying to get through. Welshan says, throw the checkers. I've seen enough. But Kyle Hardy's trying to get to him, and Zobrist has got his work cut out for him, where he's going to be in a B main tonight. Meanwhile, from 4th on back, it's pretty sporty right now, as those guys are going at it with Mixon, Marlowe, Griffall, and Epplin having a good race.
Indeed they are. But
4 wide.
They are? Oh, no, you can't
Almost.
run 4 wide here. That was an announcer 4 wide, and you know it.
Oh, that might not work.
Rusty Griffall throws the slider clear into Festus, where he lives. At the front of the field, though, man, Jason Welshan, just one of those drivers that gets around this temporary 1/5 mile oval oh so well. He's the first driver to get the 2 to go signal. Kyle Hardy runs second. He sits on the bubble, and then it's nearly a full straightaway back to Chad Zobrist in 3rd, Rusty Griffall in 4th, Ben white flags out, final time around.
Final time around the speedway, Jason Welshan, the 2022 Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series champion, leading the way. Kyle Hardy in tow. Final time off into turns 3 and 4, the winner of U-coated heat race number 2, Jason Welshan, the Tennessee driver.
2nd spot will go to Kyle Hardy. He locks himself into the show. 3rd will be Chad Zobrist. Rusty Griffall finishes 4th. Kyle Mixon is 5th. And Mike Epplin finishes 6th. David Marlowe 7th. Again, 3rd through 7th go into one of tonight's 3 B mains.
Winning U-coated, play again, U-coated heat race number 2, Jason Welshan, the Savage Chassis, Clements Power Under the Competition Racing Equipment, JJ Trucking and Excavation, 33rd Annual Ice Bowl at Talladega, Hickman Manufacturing, 29, and he is with Blake.
Boy, he's been a guy through the years at the Dome that's put on some good shows for us, especially in driver introductions. And Jason, with all those restarts, how difficult is it to kind of mix things up a little bit and keep the guys behind you on their toes so you're not showing your hand too early?
Well, those 2 guys behind me, Cal and Chad, are pretty good shoes, and I seen Kyle swap lanes and then go to the bottom and start, so I tried to start a little bit earlier so he might not be able to take off in that black, but hell, man, this thing was shooting water out of it. I don't really know if it'll make it to the rest of the night. We got another motor to change, though, if we have to for Saturday, but I mean, stumbling, pumping water out. I didn't even know we was going to make it through that, to be honest with you. But hey, I want to thank Adam Stewart and David Miller at Talladega Short Track for doing this for us and everything. And Pierce McCarter, he hooked us up on some fuel back home to come up here. Appreciate that. And everybody back home is cheering for us. We're going to give it a hell of a shot this year.
He always does. Let's draw here, Jason. And, oh, he didn't get one. There we go. What'd you find?
3, baby.
The 3 for Jason Welshan.
Not just a
Well,
three.
Ben, DJ looks like maybe he's got a little bit of work cut out for him when he gets back to the pit area.
That was, I loved a 3, baby. Gotta love Jason Welshan as we have got Walker Performance Filtration Heat Race.
Scott who?
Scott who?
One of the
That's right.
greatest
That's
dome
right.
moments
The
ever.
One of the greatest intros ever. Walker Performance Filtration Heat Race number 3 is lined up in the staging lane. It's going to be pulled, or going to make its way on the track momentarily as Austin Teddington's car gets towed off the speedway. Your pole sitter for this one, out of McClure, Ohio, in the number 91, it'll be Rusty Schlink, and on his outside, great qualifying effort for the Cohasset, Minnesota driver, the 71, that is Zach Wohlers.
Moving inside of row number 2 out of Pleasant Plains, Illinois, it's Greg Kimmons into his outside. Shannon Babb out of Moweaqua, Illinois.
Third row back on the inside out of Fulton, Missouri in the number 20. That's going to be Alan Westling. And on his outside out of Willard, Missouri in the number 29, it's Chandler Menning.
Row 4 will be Robbie Bostic out of Mineral Wells, West Virginia, the 24R. Into his outside in car 89, 3-time and defending Fairbury Speedway track champion. It's OP Mike Spatola from Manhattan, Illinois.
And your final 2 starters out of East Peoria, Illinois in the number J12, it's Jason Wagner, and he'll be flanked by the Pell City, Alabama driver in the 52. That is Sterling Freeman in all 10 cars. Scheduled to run 8 laps. Top 2 transfer. 3rd through 7th go to the B mains in Walker Performance Filtration. Say that 3 times real fast. Heat race number 3.
Say it backwards 3 times really fast.
Nope. I know someone that could, though.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you something we missed in that one because we didn't really, it was pretty clean the first heat race. Again, we want to thank David Posky and Brian Metz, everybody at Octane Race Products, the Octane Restart Zone. It got used a lot in that one.
Did.
We're also going to have the Octane Winner to Wear It Award tonight for somebody that really hangs it all out there, and maybe they get exactly what they wanted, or maybe they wear it, but they put on a show doing it, and that award will be presented later tonight and tomorrow night. We want to thank those folks for their support, and so many great companies support this, and please support them when you can. We talk about these sponsors throughout the weekend. And again, Velocity USA, the super late model sponsor this year, that's a new role for them. We appreciate their great support.
Yeah, and very, very candidly, Ben, it's sometimes when you watch at home, you can say, man, all these sponsors and all these things they mention, I wish they wouldn't say Velocity late models this and Summit. But you know what? Without them, this event doesn't happen. And you and I know that firsthand from things we do with Castrol FloRacing Night in America and the Wild West Shootout and some other things that we're involved in as well. But that's the truth of the matter. And if you want to get involved in this event or another racing event, definitely encourage you to do so. We certainly do everything we possibly can to try to give folks their due diligence, so to speak, to support these great events that we work.
Now, it takes a lot. We appreciate it from everybody on these cars to everybody that sponsors the event and all these amazing fans, both here and watching, as you see Dixon on the hook headed back to the pit area. Lord, give the man some help. That's a long way up there. I wouldn't have made that. He did it, though. He climbed in there, DJ.
Attaboy.
But, yeah, support him whenever you can. And, again, fans, thank you so much. We know it's close to Christmas. We know money's tight. We appreciate you being here. Conversely, if you're not done Christmas shopping, we know where you can finish Christmas shopping, and it's down in the vendor area because, goodness, there's a lot of vendors. There's a lot of cool stuff. And I think it's cool now. This event, even a couple years ago, was just an event to clear out your remaining merchandise. Now, people have dome-specific shirts made, and that's really cool.
Or if you are looking to maybe get, oh, look at this, and here's a QR code for FloRacing merchandise as well. Yes, do that, Ben. Ben is doing it right now. If you put your phone in camera mode up to that QR code, that will take you directly to shopflowsports.com, where you can get some great-looking Flow swag, some of which I don't even have, and fill some stockings with that. Or also, Ben, if you need a little money for Christmas,
I do.
You can take a chance at the Dome 50/50. You can get tickets right here on the grounds, or you can buy tickets anywhere in the state of Missouri at dome5050.com. They are giving that away on Saturday night. Again, half the money goes to one lucky ticket holder. The other half goes directly to support the National Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame.
And if you win that, buy us some hoodies because it was comfortable in here and it just dropped like 30 degrees.
The temperature in this press box this year has gone from 50 to 80 at the drop of a dime.
I literally feel like it's Game of Thrones and like the White Walkers have come in here. It's just all of a sudden you start breathing smoke. What is... Oh, no, is the loop messed up?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, well, you can't bury it with the cone. It's either right or it's not. You can't hide it, Cody. I like that the St. Louis Fire Department might be replacing our loop right. Yeah, you see the conduit. Oh. Huh. How about that? Okay.
Well, I did not have that on my bingo card this year.
Loops matter. Loops matter.
For anyone out there, I'm going to say it. For anyone out there that complains about putting on a race, about purses that are paid, that thinks they can do it better.
Do it.
Look at this right here. This is the event promoter, Cody Summer, who's probably not slept in about a week, out there helping bury the cable across the racetrack, folks. So for all the keyboard warriors out there that think they can go and put on a better show, take your money and have at it, my friend. I encourage you.
Well, we got a new loop. Travis Scott also helping in scoring, and now race director for the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series. He's been the voice of the series, moving into that role. He just texted us the loop was cut, and they got a replacement loop and ready to rock down there. So always have a backup plan, DJ. Always.
That's right. Absolutely. Well, we have got Walker Performance Filtration Heat Race number 3 on the racetrack. And just as soon as we get just a little bit of water sprinkled.
Don't hit the loop.
No.
The irony would be impeccable.
Oh,
we came through and smoked it right after we replaced it. Well, I'll tell you what.
Please don't.
Rusty Schlenk, big year, 16 wins, 15 in a late model, 1 in the modified, and not for that pesky Jason Fager. He would have been the dirt car national champion again, but he finished second in those standings.
And got a $35,000 win at the Wood Ticket Merit earlier this year, too.
He had a big year, and alongside Zach Wallers in the 71W, the only Wally-built race car in the house, and he would love to put it in the main event. Outside front row, still open in the redraw. DJ, lights are down on the speedway. This is Walker Performance Filtration Heat Race number 3.
Green flag will wave in the Octane Race Product starting zone. Coming off turn number 4, and Rusty Schlenk leads for the green. Walker Performance Filtration Heat 3.
Wallers way up top. 3 wide.
The distance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Schlenk looking good out front, but don't look now. Here comes Kimmons in the 27 car right around the low side of the speedway, and Schlenk, lap number 1, he'll lead the way.
Greg Kimmons racing like he's at Macon, clear down the bottom of the racetrack. Shannon Babb trying to make it 3 wide now in the white, black, and blue number 18 special for this weekend. It's a good battle for the second and final transfer spot.
Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on it. I'm not so sure the loop is exactly doing what we need it to. It's a little out of whack on the scoring. We'll keep an eye on that. Right now, though, we can tell you, Rusty Schlenk leads the way. Shannon Babb on the move to the inside of Zach Wallers. They come around and complete lap number 3. 3 down, 5 to go, and the battle's heating up for second.
Nothing like a little old-fashioned hand scoring as Kyle McGowan's got the cross flags high in the air. The battle for the second and final transfer spot is on. 2 drivers go to the A main right now. Oh, and the caution flag is out. Yeah, somebody lost a piece of debris that flew at the entrance of the racetrack, but there's also one in the middle of turns 1 and 2 as well.
The color on that one makes me feel like it might have come off Schlenk's car, maybe, but his car is pretty clean. I don't know.
It's Jason Wagner's 12. He's ripped the entire rear decking out of that J12 car.
Yeah, that 12 car has left debris all around the speedway as they're out there picking that up. I don't know what happened to Jason, and Jason's probably wondering what happened to Jason, but the whole deck area.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
That is, when I said he ripped the entire rear decking out of the race car, I didn't think that he ripped the entire rear decking out of the race car, but he did.
Is the proverbial dome buggy right there. Oh, man.
Well, now, let's see. Yeah, there he's going to go ahead and pull it in. That is a lot of damage on the J12.
I tell you what, Rusty Schlenk, he's always got great looking stuff. Great looking race car. He leads the way. Zach Wallers back in second. Shannon Babb on the move. Shannon didn't qualify as well as he would have liked, but he's sitting in third. Top 2 move on. And Gregory Kimmons got a hot rod here tonight. He sits back in fourth, rounding out your top 5. Alan Wessling, as we've got 3 down, 5 to go, and looks like the J12 going to have to try again on Saturday from deep in a non-qualifiers race.
Boy, not used to seeing Greg Kimmons in a black and white car. I did not get the story on that, if that is a special or throwback wrap of some kind of looks like it. Usually in the blue number 27.
Well, Shannon Babb, too. You got to do a double take on that one.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I like it, though. It's clean.
Absolutely. Rusty Schlenk, of course, always with a sharp-looking hot pink wrap on his race car. He'll be the driver that leads the field back to the green. Unofficially, I believe, 3 laps scored, 5 laps remaining in Walker Performance Filtration Heat 3.
We'll see. They should come back to the cross flag. Schlenk takes him off into 1 and 2. Schlenk way up top. Meanwhile, Babb's going to go into second. Can Wallers get a run back around him? Meanwhile, Wessling into the fray. Good battle as we come around to the halfway mark. And 4 down, 4 to go here in Heat 3, presented by Walker Performance Filtration.
Look at Alan Westling, man.
Wow.
The Fulton, Missouri driver on the inside of the racetrack. And look at Shannon Babb now giving Rusty Schlenk a run up front for the lead.
You feel like there could be a slider coming for the lead before this one's over. Schlenk leads the way. Babb's right there. Westling back in third. Waller's in fourth. Schlenk way up top. Babb right through the middle, DJ, as they come back to 2 to go.
Good race at the front of the field. Rusty Schlenk riding the rim around this temporary 1/5 mile oval. Shannon Babb trying to work his way to the inside. Just 2 laps to go to Westling right now. Hanging on to that third position. Only 2 drivers transfer. 3rd through 7th go to the B mains. They're going to be looking at the white flag this time. Babb back down to the inside.
And Rusty Schlenk one more time around this 5th mile
Schlenk
oval.
caught the wall
He
off
did.
4.
And he's going to slide up a little bit. That's going to open the door for Shannon Babb. Can Babb get there, DJ? Final time into 3 and 4.
Babb thinking about a slider in turns 3 and 4. Does he have enough? He does not. Checkered flag is out. Walker Performance Filtration Heat 3 goes to Rusty Schlenk.
Second will go to Shannon Babb. Third, how about Alan Westling with a good run? Fourth will go to Zach Wallers.
Yes.
And then from the back of the pack, Mike Spatola. But taking your second and final transfer out of Moweaqua, Illinois, Shannon Babb in car number 18. And the winner of Walker Performance Filtration Heat Race number 3. Out of McClure, Ohio, Rusty Schlenk in the Velocity USA, Terry Hendricks Auto Group, CT Services, Tom Finch Automotive, VP Racing Fuels and Lubricants, Forbes Construction, Blackwater Trust, Bill Stein, Landrum Springs, all sponsors on the 3-time UMP champion, 4-time American Late Model Series champion. And Blake, tonight he'll go after win number 17 on the year. Down to you, sir.
Well, through the years at Attica Raceway Park, I've seen this guy win a few late model races there. And Rusty, 2 to go, you switched lines over in 1 and 2, and you brought the car to the bottom of the racetrack, running strong up on the high side. What prompted you to change lines with just a couple of laps to go?
The top was getting pretty sketchy up there, man. It was right on the wall, and I seen Shannon down there, and I didn't want to take a chance on jumping that cushion and putting it in the wall and losing some momentum and letting him by me there. So I had to block there at that one end and make sure I try to kill his momentum a little bit, and it paid off.
Change work. Let's draw here. Rusty Schlenk will reach in. The multi-time DIRTcar UMP National Champion is going to start 5th. The 5, 1, 3, and 5 are gone, guys. And Ben, DJ, when I see Zach Wallers out there, every time I see that car, I think, man, when did Bernie and Betsy Stubgen get a late model?
You know what? Get the Indy Race Park 71 to dirt late model racing. You heard it right now. It does look like that. Well, if you're watching scoring on your devices or at home, you know that the loop's still having some issues. They hand scored that one. We're going to take a quick break. They're going to fix the loop. And meanwhile, we'll be back after we thank these marketing partners. The Castrol Gateway Dirt Nationals will be right back here at the Dome at America Center.
Looking for a competitive edge at the track? Trust Sweet Manufacturing for top-of-the-line steering components. Since 1978, we are proud to be employee-owned and carrying on the tradition of quality racing parts. Our state-of-the-art CNC machines allow us to craft the best possible parts for your race car. Don't settle for second best. Let us turn your wheels and choose Sweet Manufacturing for all your racing needs. Find your competitive edge at sweetmanufacturing.com.
Every weekend, it seems like we're at a racetrack somewhere. So we're living it, we're doing it. I think that helps us relate whenever they call. If they need more grip or they need more turn, we do it all the time. All of the fixtures we do, from our steering dyno to our rear end straightening jig, it's the same fixtures, same tools that we would build a rear end housing that's going to run a NASCAR race as we do a rack or a steering box to go on a street stop. We treat them all the same way because, I mean, they deserve the same quality. Everybody does.
Dylan Thompson, Chase Motorsports, Coach and Trailer Sales, Paducah, Kentucky. If you're in the market for a like-new, pre-owned motorhome or trailer, give us a call today or check us out at chasecoach.com. Lots of inventory in stock, normally something to fit every budget. Financing available, we deliver nationwide, and we accept trade-ins too. I would love to earn your business.
Time is ticking away. Don't be late. Listen up, drivers, tracks, and series. Order your merch now. Arizona Sports Shirts. It's more than just shirts. Hats, hoodies, koozies, flags, keychains, and much, much more. Get your custom design and order before the racing season begins. Order today. ArizonaSportsShirts.com. That's Arizona Sports Shirts, the original racing shirt.
Kenny Wallace here with the Tire Demon Tire Machine. 4 years ago, my friend Tim Love designed the Tire Demon Tire Machine, and it's been a huge success. But did you know there are a lot of options to this machine? The patented tire sight will sight each tire in less than 5 minutes without breaking a sweat. I put all my trust in the Tire Demon Tire Machine. Go to tiredemon.com or the phone number below.
Welcome back to the Dome at America Center. It's time for FK Rod-In's Heat Race number 4 for the Velocity USA Super Late Models. And here's how we're going to roll them around. In the pole position out of Parkersburg, West Virginia, it's Fast Freddie Carpenter. And to his outside out of St. Charles, Missouri, Gordy Gundaker in the 11.
Row number 2 on the inside out of Somerville, Pennsylvania in the 5L. That'll be John Lee. And on his outside out of Greenwood, Indiana, the 14 is Quentin White.
Moving back to row 3, it'll be Luke Bennett out of Ethel, Louisiana, car number 3, and to his outside, and the 4W from Margaret, Alabama, Ryan Wilson.
El Dorado, Arkansas's Michael King Jr. going to start on the inside of row number 4. He'll be flanked by the Aviston, Illinois driver in the number 96. That is Matt Koch.
Row number 5, Rachel Carpenter, the Michigan racer, and to her outside, it'll be South Carolina's Lance Bracington.
And Glenn Powell out of Nixa, Missouri will be your final starter in the 26. So these are the drivers that were in Twisted Tech qualifying Group B. This is heat race number 4. Once again, 8 laps is the distance. Top 2 transfer to tonight's A main. 3rd through 7th go to one of the B mains. 8th on back, done for the night.
All right, FK Rod-In's Heat Race number 4 down here in the Octane Race Products start zone. Looking for the green flag out of turn number 4. We're up, we're underway, and Fast Freddie and Gordy take them off into 1 and 2.
A nice start by both drivers as they both smash the loud pedal at the same time. They roll side by side through turns 1 and 2 and into 3 and 4. Gordy washes up the racetrack. Fast Freddie going to try to drive back down. Fast Freddie leads lap number 1.
Good stuff here early in FK Rod-In's Heat Race number 4 as Fast Freddie lead. Oh, we're going to have a spinner up in turn number 2, and I think that's going to be John Lee in the 5 car, and he will draw the caution with 1 in the books, 7 to go, and Fast Freddie leading the way in this one.
Yes, indeed he is. A good year for John Lee. I was going to mention the 7-time winner this year. Picked up 5 wins at Marion Center this year, 1 win at Thunder Mountain. Not too far from where he lives, and I got a $3,000 win over at Hidden Valley Speedway in that Henry-powered Rocket XR1.
All right, so we'll get them sorted back out. 1 down, 7 to go on FK Rod-In's Heat Race number 4. You see John Lee, beautiful race car. The Blows logging 5L. They'll push it backwards and away from the wall and try to get him back underway. 2 more heats after this one in the Velocity USA Super Late Model Division. Then we'll shift gears in the Summit Racing Equipment Mods. 4 of those heats, and Jerry Van Sick will be bringing you all of that action. Don't forget, tomorrow we're going to do it for the other half of the field, as tomorrow we will have on-track action once again at 3. Dome doors will open at 2. Pre-race show at 2:45, and there again on Saturday, doors will open at 2. To the main grandstand area. The pit area opens at 11 a.m. On-track action at 3 o'clock for championship night here the Castrol Gateway Dirt Nationals.
Do you want to let the folks at home watching on FloRacing know, once again, still having some issues with the scoring loop, and that ticker you see at the top of the screen on just about any broadcast you watch, whether it's FloRacing or Dirt Vision or Speed Sport or whoever, that's tied directly into the track or the series timing and scoring. So if a name is off or laps are off or positions are off, it's not the fault of the streaming company or the broadcast company. Again, it's tied right into the scoring loop. So you may see that disappear from time to time, Ben, until they get that scoring loop fixed. Here's what we do know. 1 lap is complete. We have 7 laps remaining in FK Rod-In's Heat Race number 4. It'll be a Delaware double file restart with Fast Freddie Carpenter leading him back to the Octane Race Products restart zone in the C4.
All right, so they are still having loop issues. They're checking. Oh, no. Gordy just got punted by Luke Bennett, and and he keeps going. And Gordy just pulled a Days of Thunder, so I'm going to guess Gordy's going to get a spot back. Those other 4 are going to, well, they're going to get to hang out at the back of the pack, unfortunately. And I'm going to say Gordy might not be real happy right now with Luke Bennett, as he's going to pull up alongside the 3. And if Gordy had one of these First Form energy drinks we had, he is all jacked up right now.
We needed that today.
Yes, thank you very much to the First Form team.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool to see them sponsoring race cars too. I've seen a lot of fans, race fans that are involved in fitness, involved with First Form, and we talked about Samantha Knuckles, and just thank them all for bringing that up here. Down
Mitch
to
and
you,
the whole crew,
Blake.
absolutely.
First Form, actually a company, they're headquartered right here in St. Louis, Ben.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Unfortunately, you are not, Blake. You're now up in Washington, but we're going to let you slide.
I know. Well, a little bit of body damage to the 11 of Gordy Gundaker, but he should be good to go.
You see John Lee in the 5L, Matt Koch in the 96 getting pulled back away.
Look at the door, a lot of. Somewhere Kevin Smith's at home going, Luke, you want no part of this,
Kevin
Luke.
Smith will be here,
Luke
by the
Bennett.
way. Here's the first of a few Kaiser Manufacturing instant replays. Yep.
Gordy gasses her up and bounces off Ryan Wilson, and then you see Michael King Jr. Hey, we talked about great causes here at the Dome. I want to mention this. We're going to have a few different Kaiser Manufacturing instant replays.
Through no fault. I mean, it wasn't anything
it's just hard
intentional by
racing
Luke
on a
Bennett.
tight
It is.
racetrack,
Yeah.
you know. Michael King Jr. has a special promotion. They are going to be auctioning, well, they are auctioning off the door panel off that race car. And all the money raised to that goes to the Union County Animal Protection Society, and that's a no-kill shelter down in the El Dorado, Arkansas area. So all the money they raise from that door panel will go to the Union County Animal Protection Society. We're going to announce the winner tomorrow. And that car is the throwback to the 1992 car that Alan Kulwicki drove to the championship. The late, great Alan Kulwicki won the NASCAR championship. And the engine builder for that team was Kevin Hightower, same engine builder with Ape Racing engines. He built the engine that's in that 14, and that's how we got the design that's on that 14 car.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, but anything that benefits a no-kill shelter and a rescue, I'm all about it. So hopefully we can get some money raised for that. You can go over to Michael King Jr.'s Facebook page to bid on it, or if you're in the pit area, go by and bid on that 14 Junior door. And very cool, man. Alan Kulwicki, maybe one of the most forgotten NASCAR champions. And, man, he was just getting started when he died in that plane crash. Blake?
That makes me feel good that that car was a copy of Alan's 1992 car, because right before they went green, I was going to hop on and say, boy, that has an Underbird feel to it from his championship in 92, when he really changed the way that NASCAR teams raced. He beat the big teams as a self-owned, self-funded car, and did the math in the car on leading a lap, staying out in a caution. Just an incredible story, almost pretty much movie worthy.
And he was just getting started, as untimely passing. But yeah, that 14 car, great looking car. As he's going to be at the back of the pack now, will be Michael King Jr. after getting caught up in that. It's going to be Fast Freddie Carpenter, your leader. 2 down, 6 to go. FK Ride-Ins Heat Race number 4. Top 2 to the feature, winner to the redraw, where the inside first 3 rows are gone, TJ, but that outside front row, the outside second row, and outside third still available.
What if I told you Fast Freddie has never made the big dance
I believe
here
it.
at the
He's
Dome
never had
America
luck
Center?
here.
No, he has never had luck here. So maybe that luck, maybe we don't want to jinx him. Maybe that luck changes here tonight.
He's tired of listening to Tyler talk about winning this thing
That's
twice.
right.
He said, you know what? Give me a hair tie. I'm going to put this ponytail up. We're going to the big show. Well, right now, he leads the way. FK Ride-Ins Heat Race number 4. Fast Freddie bringing us back to the green flag in the Octane Race Products restart zone. And we're back underway. Keep an eye on Gordy with that body damage. Will it affect him?
And Gordy is able to charge back out to the second spot. Quentin White now going to leave the door open for the number 3 of Luke Bennett. Bennett going to try to drive down to the inside. Bennett may not be done yet with Gordy. As Quentin White right there, Ryan Wilson right there as well. But Fast Freddie out front in this one.
Luke Bennett rides back in third. Now Ryan Wilson on the move. He rides back and forth. And a little beating and banging. Rachel Carpenter sideways. We stay green. Oh, man, contact through 3 and 4. And the females are going to start getting hurt as lots of cars get banged up in this one. Out front, though, we come back to 2 to go, and it is all car C4 of Fast Freddie looking good here tonight, DJ.
Fast Freddie Carpenter having one of the strongest heat race runs we have seen thus far at the Dome at America Center in the 7th annual running of this race, as he has stretched out by nearly a full straightaway. Again, timing loop is down there, hand scoring the cars just like they did back, well, not even in the old days, as recently as just a few years ago. That's why you don't see the ticker at the top of your screen. Freddie Carpenter leads. Gordy Gundaker is second this time by
There's
2 laps to go.
It's 2 to go. He's got a commanding lead over Gordy. And right now, Gordy's probably just happy if he can get into the main event. It's probably something bent on the front end of that race car after the contact. Luke Bennett's running out of time. but the white flag is in there off turn number 4. One more time around for Fast Freddy.
Freddie Carpenter, 2 wins on the year, 1 at Ohio Valley Speedway, 1 at Skyline Speedway. I talked to Freddie's wife, Gemma, last week, and she said, simply put, it was not quite the year he had. He ran an old Rayburn most of the year. He's going to put a kryptonite in victory lane here. Freddie Carpenter with the hand out the window wins FK Rod Ends. Heat race number 4. Gordy Gundaker grabbed that second and final transfer spot.
Luke Bennett in 3rd, Ryan Wilson in 4th. And that will be your top 4 cars. Top 2 move on. Coming home in the second and final transfer spot, Gordy Gundaker in the 11, and winning FK Rod Ends heat race number 4 out of Parkersburg, West Virginia, Fast Freddie Carpenter in the C4. The Kryptonite, Pro Power Racing Engine, Pro Tech Auto Sales, Cordial Logistics, Boston Farm Venue, Octane Race Products, Grand Azteca, and Accelerated Accounting, all sponsors on that C4. And he's going to head down to get a word with Blake. And Blake, do you think he's got the 2 in him? It's on the table. Can he draw the 2?
Well, the first 3 drew just like they would start if we were starting them a heads up, 1, 3, 5. Is this the year that Freddie has some luck inside the dome? We'll ask him because, boy, he's had tough luck.
I promise he'll be smiling, Blake. I promise he'll be smiling.
He's smiling. Smiling. Do you feel like this is the year maybe you're finally going to get some good luck in this place? Because I feel like that's the fastest we've seen you here.
Man, I've sucked all year. I mean, worst year I've ever had in my life. I mean, had me down in the dumps all year, so this has got to be my day.
It's got to feel good to win a heat race and dominate, right?
Oh, it feels great. This car's on a rail, man. I don't know. It's must have kryptonite injected frame rails.
All right, let's draw here. Freddie Carpenter is going to start. Oh, what'd you find?
A 6.
A 6 for Freddie Carpenter, guys.
He's in the show, though.
He's in the main event tonight. That's right. That's right. And again, the top 3 transferring to Saturday's big dance.
He's pumped. He's pumped down here.
Well,
guys.
he was fast time in his group, right? And earlier tonight, Twisted Tech qualifying. So, yeah, I mean, he's got a great night going. He'll move off. He'll start 6th tonight. That means the 2 and the 4 are still on the table as we get set for Weir's Machine heat race number 5.
This looks like a Mars late model heat race, Ben. In row number 1 out of Bloomington, Illinois.
The champ and the rookie.
Yeah, the Mars champ. It'll be Jason Fager. And on his outside, the Mars Rookie of the Year out of Highland, Illinois, it is Mike Harrison. 32 wins between those 2 drivers in row number 1.
Well, and you look inside of row number 3. How about this? Mike Harris, Bob Gardner finished 3rd in the standings this year.
Yeah.
He will start inside of row number 2. Will Bob Gardner, the Pink Panther out of Washington, Illinois, in the 4G, and to his outside, Carson Hocevar, the only person on that first canceled flight out of Charlotte to make it to town. The Portage, Michigan driver will be in car 42.
Row number 3 on the inside, it'll be Lindsey Hansen. He hails out of Fargo, North Dakota, and on his outside, one of the female racers in the number 8, that'll be Megan Sanders.
Moving back to row 4, it'll be Ronnie Yanisek out of Amarillo, Texas, the 77Y, and to his outside, Jordan Barbie out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the 2B.
And your final 2 starters, it'll be Hutchinson, Kansas driver Dakota Dillinger in the number 9XX, and he'll be flanked by the Versailles, Indiana driver, that's Bill Wagner in the 28. Again, 10 cars, going to go 8 laps. Top 2 transfer to tonight's A main. 3rd through 7th go to one of tonight's 3 B mains. Everybody else is done for the evening. So yellow lights have been turned off around the speedway, and the green flag will wave next time by. Again, Jason Fager had a resurgent year this year in the 25. Talked to him in the hotel last night, and he said, you know what? He said, the FloRacing folks, they did a 10 drivers that could win. He said, I wasn't on that list. I am using that to motivate me to win here this weekend.
Well, he's got Harrison alongside as we come to the green flag out of turn 4. We're underway. Weir's Machine heat race number 5. Fager and Harrison off into 1 at the Dome.
Where do you think Harrison's going to be?
Oh, man, letting her eat. Oh man,
baby.
hang on to it.
Carson Hocevar trying to break up the Illinois contingent there at the front of the field at the end of lap number 1 is Jason Fager by a nose.
How about Carson Hocevar? He's got a hot rod right now working the low side of the racetrack. He's going to go around Harrison. He sets his sights on Fager. Jason Fager, your leader, but here comes Carson Hocevar.
By far the most entertaining heat race we've seen with 4 cars under a blanket. It's Fager, Hocevar, Harrison, and Bob Gardner. Oh no, and Ronnie Yanisek is going to go around over in turns 3 and 4, and that will put us under caution as the Amarillo, Texas driver with 3 wins on the year slides to a stop with, I believe, 2 laps scored, 6 laps remaining here in Weir's Machine Heat Race number 5.
And I did get a word from timing and scoring. They're going to get through these last 2 late model heats, and then they're going to completely replace that loop. So it is a PVC pipe. They're able to run it through there. It will take a hot minute, so they are hand scoring. So again, if you're watching in your timing app of choice, you're going to notice the timing is off right now. And
And again, for the folks watching at home as well, that's why you don't see the live ticker at the top of the screen. And that's a note for you at home as well. Any broadcast you're watching on any streaming platform, there's not someone physically typing the names of the drivers in every time they cross the stripe. Those feeds or those tickers are tied directly into the scoring loops with each respective track or series.
1,000,000%. Blake Anderson in the infield. What about the first couple laps of this one, man? Those guys are throwing down. How did it look from your perspective?
Yeah, best heat race of the night so far, guys. How impressive is Carson Hocevar, though, up in second, shooting by Mike Harrison there.
Well, Hocevar, again, 4 wins on the year. He finished 3rd in this year's NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series points. And with Nice Motorsports, and I tell you what, man, every time he's gotten a late model, guys, I feel like I get more and more impressed of what he does. And we'll see if you drive around Jason Fager at a bull ring for the lead, much less a win, you've done something. But, hey, they've reset the deck here. Fager's out front. Harrison's got his feet back under him. He's going to be blasting the top. This is going to be a fun one.
Absolutely it is. Well, the yellow lights are turned off. They're going to go back to racing this time by 2 laps down, 6 laps to go. Jason Fager leads him into the Octane Race Products restart zone.
And, hang on to it as we go to catch a little concrete. Wow. Somehow we're going to stay green. I thought that was going to take the leaders out. Oh, no. Janasek got into the wall, and that could have been infinitely worse. It was almost, we'll see if we got a Kaiser Manufacturing instant replay of that one. As it looks like maybe, I don't know if Fager caught some of the concrete, if he caught a car from behind, but they definitely got bottlenecked, and I thought your top 3 or 4 cars were going to get knocked out right there.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder how much damage Hocevar has got. The door is dinged on the side of that car and actually hanging by only a couple pop rivets. We'll keep an eye on that.
Oh, no, look at Fager's got a flat left rear tire. Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Oh, goodness.
Yep, there it is. Wow, what a tough break for the Bloomington, Illinois driver. A flat. Oh, no. Well,
welcome to the Dome.
Carson Hocevar may have a flat left rear tire now, too.
It doesn't look like the flat left rear yet for Hocevar, but he's going to pull to a stop.
The can opener got him. Hocevar is going to go straight to the infield, and you're going to see the mad dash back to the pit area. Wow.
Well. We'll see if, and Hocevar is going to be done as well, and that means the driver out of Highland, Illinois, inheriting the race lead. Do we have any Mike Harrison fans in the house tonight?
Ouch.
I need to, I got to share the picture on social of Mike Harrison's dog Gunner, literally helping him work on the engine earlier.
He was telling Mike how to run the valves.
Yes,
he was literally standing on the car. You know what, man, as a race fan and as a promoter, gosh, you hate that because this was such a good one. We'll see if we have a Kaiser Manufacturing replay of that restart and what went. Basically, it went off the rails. I'm not sure what went awry, but it has eliminated your top 2 cars. They're back in the pit area. Janasek's going on the hook right there. He caught the concrete. He was at the back of all that.
We did get word that they are working on getting that Kaiser Manufacturing instant replay as well. There's a look at Fager. Fager is upset as well, and it looks like he may be having a word with, I don't know if it's Hocevar or one of his crew members. But Fager obviously upset, your 2023 Mars Late Model Series champion out of Bloomington, Illinois.
And I mean, he brought a car here. Gordy's over there talking to him.
Talking to Gordy, yep.
Gordy and that mustache straight out of the Wild West. I mean, that's some Wyatt Earp stuff right there.
Oh, man.
All right, well, we'll see.
Saw Fager say one lap, yeah. Again, working on that Kaiser Manufacturing instant replay. We want to see it. We want to see it just as bad as those of you at home, and we're going to toss it to that Kaiser Manufacturing instant replay right now and show you what happened to Jason Fager on this restart in Weir's Machine Heat 5.
All right, coming back, and
I mean,
man, that's a tough one.
I'll be honest, and really hard to tell from up here. We're not in the driver's seat, but it looked like Hocevar was clear down against the wall. I don't know. Wow, a tough situation, but
Well, okay. Dirt in December. All right,
in December.
coming down to the Octane Race Products restart zone. 2 down, 6 to go, and Mike Harrison, your leader. Bob Gardner in second. And don't look now. How about Megan Sanders on the move? She's in third.
Yeah, hey, that car looks good, by the way.
That's a clean car.
Yes, it is. Bill Wagner up to 4th in the 28. Jordan Barbie back there in 5th. Claremore, Oklahoma driver in the 2B. As we have now got, I believe, 2 laps scored in this one.
Theoretically. All right, they work off into 3 and 4. Harrison leads the way. And now here comes the 4 car. Halfway for home. How about that? 4 down, 4 to go. Harrison leads the way in Weir's Machine Heat Race number 5. And right there with him, frequent flyer on the Mars Tour this year, the 4G of Bob Gardner, as Mike Harrison won the Gateway Dirt Nationals back in 18. Oh, and we jinxed Megan Sanders like there was no tomorrow.
That was Ben Shelton that said that. Collierville, Tennessee. I'll give you his home address if you would like it.
So what escapes me right now is Megan Sanders will draw the caution here with a couple laps to go. John was the first name, California late model. He's raced with Wild West Shootout, came to Speed Weeks. And he was an 8 car, red and black, number 8. Somebody's going to text it to me and I forget it. But anyway, that car reminds me of Megan Sanders a lot of that race car. There's Hocevar down in the pit area talking with Cody Summer. And you see the can opener got the side of that 42 car. And, man, you just hate it because we had a heck of a race going there.
Yeah, I know.
And as you said, from our seat, I've never sat in a race car. You have. We can't surmise what happened or didn't happen. You just hate to see the way it ultimately worked out.
Sure, and I'm sure that from Fager's vantage point, I'm sure he felt like that Hocevar stuck a nose in there when he shouldn't. I'm sure from Carson Hocevar's standpoint on these Delaware double file restarts, and anyone that is at home and at races has done this, you try to get any advantage you can on those restarts. Hocevar, from our vantage point, looked like was clear down to the inside of the racetrack as much as he could be, and here's a look at what there was a look at what put us under caution, I think, maybe.
We were just a tease.
Yeah. Hate when that happens. All right, well, the yellow lights are turned off. We're going back to green flag racing this time.
Okay.
Let the folks at home know, again, the 3 laps remain. 5 laps are down. This is Weir's Machine Heat Race number 3. Scoring loop going to get fixed momentarily. That's why there's no ticker at the top of the screen. Highland, Illinois' Mike Fager.
Oh, my goodness.
Mike
what have
Harrison
you done?
leads us to the Octane Race Products restart zone,
It's
baby.
only Thursday. Meanwhile, the battle for second. Here we go.
Bill Wagner.
No,
Look
not
out.
Wagner.
Look
Look out,
out.
Blake. Run, Blake. Oh, my goodness. Wagner to the infield. We're going to stay green.
And he's out of harm's way.
Gardner's got his hands full. Jordan Barbie trying to put it into his first ever pre-win with the Domain. Oh, no, the caution is out. We've lost all control here tonight in Weir's Machine Heat 5.
You talked about Jordan Barbie. I want to give a shout out to him, man, the Oklahoma driver. He only ran a few times this year. I talked to him leading into this event. His business just kind of really has taken off over the course of the last year. Yeah, and just simply put, he said, I didn't get to run nearly as many races as what I would like to, but he was able to get a deal put together to do this. It's a Cornette-powered Longhorn, and Jordan Barbie making the most of it right now. He's in 3rd, and he's 1 spot out of a transfer with, I believe, just 2 laps to go.
Well, I had got to, back to talking about Megan Sanders. Of course, now she's out of this from the 8 car, and it was right. Thank you, Nathan Wellen. It was John Lowry out of Bakersfield, California.
There you go.
Great looking cars, yeah. All right, well, we're going to try to sort out the last couple laps of this one, and right now, not Mike Fager, Mike Harrison. You combine those 2 names. That's okay. I'm still ahead on the score sheet for the day, I promise you. And we're going to go single file restart for this restart with 2 to go. The Octane Race Products restart zone. This is Weir's Machine Heat 5, 2 to go, top 2 to the feature. Everybody else will go to a B main.
Mike Harrison out front, Bob Gardner in 2nd, Jordan Barbie in 3rd. Right now, 4th is the 9XX of Dakota Dellinger. White flag in the air this time. 1/5 of a mile remaining for Highland, Illinois' Mike Harrison.
Well, Harrison hugging that low side right now. That top's burn off a little bit. They'll have to rework that as they work down the back straightaway off into 3 and 4. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. The winner of Weir's Machine Heat number 5, Mike Harrison.
2nd spot, and the final transfer spot goes to the Pink Panther, Bob Gardner. On the outside looking in, Jordan Barbie finishes 3rd. Dakota Dellinger is 4th. Lindsey Hansen is 5th. And Bill Wagner finishes in 6th. So your winner is going to make his way over to talk to Blake Anderson out of Highland, Illinois. He's this weekend running the Josh Carroll Motorsports, Case IH, Sievers JCB, Tucker's Automotive, Jericho Transmission sponsored, number 24H. How about it, Dome? For the driver out of Highland, Illinois, it's Mike Harrison. And Blake, I gotta know if his dog Gunner was back there, if Gunner was the key to success for him in Weir's Machine Heat number 5.
Clearly.
We can find out for you, DJ. And Mike Harrison's had success here in the Dome, but in a modified, and now in a late model, fresh off Rookie of the Year honors with the Mars Late Model Series. And Mike, early in that heat race, you'd fallen back to third. Anywhere in your mind, you think, man, maybe a lap later, I'm going to be leading this thing, and I didn't have to pass the guys.
Well, I mean, I knew Jason, just the way the racetrack was transitioning, I knew Jason was going to be tough, you know, starting on that pole. So I was just going to try to rip that top, you know, for a couple laps and see if I couldn't do it. And there just really wasn't enough there. I mean, he was, you know, coming off. I had a little bit of momentum going down the straightaway, but there just wasn't enough there. So I was kind of glad that caution come out to let us all regroup. And I don't know what happened there on that one restart. That 42 just got a little anxious, I guess. But it's all good, and I'm just happy to be here. This is first laps on this race car at all for me, so I'm glad to be here.
Is your dog Gunner the secret to success tonight?
He's with me all the time, so don't tell nobody if that's what it is.
We won't tell anybody. It's our secret, Mike.
Wait, was he in the car? Let's see what
I can confirm he was not in the car. Mike, what'd you draw?
Got a 4.
A 4 for Mike Harrison. No dog in the car, though.
Hey, there was no Smoking the Bandit flash riding shotgun. Nope. All right, duly noted. All right, well, they're going to head back to the JCB equipment pit area as we get set for DRP Performance Heat Race number 6. And here's how we will roll them around. The winner of this one, guaranteed, going to start outside front row for tonight's 25-lap prelim. And on the pole, out of Decker, Tennessee, it'll be Jaden Frame and the J8. And to his outside, Bobby Pierce out of Oakwood, Illinois, car 32.
Row 2 on the inside out of Nolensville, Tennessee. Rough start of the year. He's regrouped since then. Jack Riggs in the 81J, and on his outside, out of Troy, Missouri, in the 15, it'll be Chris Fetter.
Row number 3 will be Dustin Rollins out of Princeton, Kentucky in the 88. To his outside, also out of Kentucky from Paintwood, Kentucky, it's Glenn Hounshell and the 20H.
4th row back on the inside, that is James Nash, subbing for Morgan Alexander in the 82. He'll be flanked by the 10-time winner this year out of Enid, Oklahoma, the 229. That is Kip Hughes.
And on the back row, it'll be Joe Bellum out of Broomfield, Colorado, and Matthew Ratzlaff out of Monte Vista, Colorado. Rocky Mountain State there on the back row of this one. 10 cars, 8 laps, top 2 move on. And everybody 3 through 7 off to the B main. Everybody else won't get to try again until Saturday in the non-qualifiers race.
Again, this is DRP Performance Heat Race number 6. Do want to send a big shout out to all the folks watching from Hunt the Front TV. Again, your free preview, so to speak, will conclude at the end of this heat race. We hope you'll join us for the rest of the weekend. Big shout out and thank you to the folks at Hunt the Front TV as DRP Performance Heat number 6 is underway.
And Frame's going to slide up in front of Pierce. Pierce back down the hill, down the back straightaway. Pierce to the inside of Frame. Frame through the middle. Pierce on the hub. Who's going to lead lap number 1 off turn number 4? Oh my goodness, a drag race. Jaden Frame.
Jaden Frame out front again, knowing, or maybe he doesn't know, the number 2, the outside front row starting spot is guaranteed for the winner of this heat race. Man, Bobby Pierce has the preferred line on the inside. They stay side by side, and it's going to be framed by half a cat's whisker that time by.
The hand scores go, please, please, please do not make us make a call on this one as they wait to replace the loop. Out front, Frame, your leader. Pearson second. Third is Riggs. Oh my goodness, as Frame got sideways, and man, they are right there together. 3 down, 5 to go. Bobby Pierce and Jaden Frame, you gotta love the Dome.
Yeah, Pierce has got a good run now on the inside. He's gonna bypass Jaden Frame and take the lead momentarily. Frame says, not so fast, my friend. He drives back down to the inside. 4 down, 4 to go.
Oh my goodness, Jaden Frame, I tell you what, everybody knows Bobby had a great year. Jaden had a great year too, and right now he leads the way, but Pierce goes to the top side. We come back to 3 to go, and it's still Jaden Frame leading the way.
5 wins this year for Jaden Frame. 4 of them came on the quarter-mile bull ring. Ducktona Duck River Raceway Park is Frame trying to stay out front and keep the 2-time Gateway Dirt Nationals champ behind him, and the caution flag is out as Joe Bellum and others have come together over in turns 1 and 2. Unofficially 5 scored, 3 to go.
And right now, if you are Jaden Frame, that's about the last thing you want to do. You had a good rhythm.
Yeah.
If you're Bobby Pierce, you're like, okay, all right, let's see what we got. As they get them sorted out over there. The 229 of Kip Hughes. Small little 2 on that car, but it's 229. And we saw Joe Bellum pulling away. We'll go to the Kaiser Manufacturing replay. As Kip Hughes on your screen, lots of damage on the 229. Pataska Motorsports entry. Oh, that was the fastest replay ever. If you're paying attention.
Psych. Oh, here it is.
Oh.
Yep.
Kip will be starting on the back of every BST Promotions race in 2024 after getting to the back of Joe Bellum.
We joke, but well, not really.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Joe Bellum, by the way, a huge shout out to him. I mean, he's an accomplished racer, over 300 wins in his career. And you'd mentioned BST, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, BST Promotions.
Literally and figuratively. He does so much for racing.
Yeah, and just an all-around good dude, man. I mean, you know, we talk all the time about the people that give back to racing and keep this sport alive. Joe Bellum and his team, they are absolutely within that group of people that do just that.
Well, we are going to have 3 laps remaining unofficially in this one as Jaden Frame, your leader, Bobby Pearson second. Jack Riggs having a good run. He rides back in third.
Boy, what a tumultuous start to the year Jack Riggs had at the Wild West Shootout last year. Practice night.
That was this year.
That was this year. Yeah, it seems like last year because we're going into 2024 in about 6 hours, it seems like.
No.
But yeah, I mean, Jack Riggs come out at the Wild West Shootout and on practice night.
First session.
Broke, very first session, broke, done for the entire week.
And had to drive, got into the wall, had to drive all the way back to Longhorn in North Carolina, back to Illinois, and then drove to Speed Weeks as we get set to get this one back underway. And again, this is going to have been a good one so far in DRP Performance Heat Race number 6. Who wants to see Jaden Frame win this one? Who's rooting for Bobby Pierce? What about it for the youngster, Jack Riggs? DJ, 3 laps to figure it out.
3 laps to go as they fire in the Octane Race Products Restart Zone DRP Performance Heat Race number 6 back underway. Bobby Pierce going to pull ahead of Jack Riggs and grab that second spot. They stack up, though, down in turns 1 and 2. And the caution flag will fly once again.
And cautions breed cautions. I think Glenn Hounshell got sideways there. I don't know if he had help or not from Joe Bellum, but Bellum's over there. And Chris Nash over there is
no, not Chris.
Nope.
James
Nash.
Close.
Chris is from Michigan and James is from Georgia.
Like I said, close.
Lula, Georgia, to be exact.
Have you ever been to Lula, Georgia?
I don't think I have.
Maybe you should.
All right, we're going to have the Kaiser Manufacturing Instant Replay.
Glenn Hounshell over there as well as boom.
No.
Boom and boom.
Yeah.
Just a chain reaction.
Yeah, it just happens.
That's what happens on 1/5 mile racetracks. No, John.
No.
All right. Did not get a lap in there, so 5 are scored. 3 remain. 3 remain here in DRP Performance Heat Race number 6.
I've got to tell you, Blake Anderson's new bosses over at Skagit Speedway, there's some colorful characters we talked about. Peter Murphy, I can't even tell you what Peter sends me now. And John Hager.
Both great guys, by the way.
Chris Grainer, I know you're watching. You did a presentation at Warpun. We were out in Portland, Oregon a few weeks ago, and John Hager just sent us the don'ts of broadcast. And number 1 is beat up the broadcast resources on pay, be unreasonable about expected viewership. He's sending us things to harass us right now. Blake, could you get your boss in order? That is kind of funny.
I'll take the blame there. Whoa, we're stuck in reverse here down here on the skating rink. That's the water they lay on the floor.
Oh no, we'll push them, Blake.
I've been working out.
You have been working
12
out.
12 ounces of Busch Light at a time.
I'm not surprised.
Okay. All right, we're coming back to the green. 3 laps to go, and it's Jaden Frame, the Tennessee driver, trying to earn the outside front row starting spot. Can he do it?
Well, we're 3 laps away from finding out. Once again, a good restart for Bobby Pierce, who's able to bypass the 81J of Jack Riggs and move into the second spot. And Nash is going to go around over in turn number 2. And
we might not have thrown a caution.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Welp.
And I'm going to tell you this right now. And I don't know if anybody with Jaden Frame could get signals to him, but Pierce was getting wound up on the cushion. These final 2 could get very entertaining because we know Jaden's good down low. There's not a whole lot up top, but if we know anything about Bobby Pierce, if there's something to be found, they're going to find it. So we'll see if Pierce has got anything in these closing laps. Again, he won this prelim a year ago tonight. He went to Victory Lane, and that was his second time to win a prelim. Back in 2018, he won opening night. And last year he won opening night, and of course in 17 and 18, he won the finales as well. So Bobby Pierce trying to repeat history here tonight. But he would really, really, really like to start second in this feature versus 12th, and that's the difference. That's the battle for the lead right now. The winner of this one's going to start second. The guy that finishes second is going to finish 12th, and that's an eternity on a 25-lap race on a racetrack this tight.
Absolutely. Of course, Nick Hoffman drew the one. He was the overall quick qualifier in Twisted Tech qualifying. We'll see who is going to start alongside. 2 laps to go, and we go to a single file restart with Jaden Frame, the Decker, Tennessee driver, out front.
All right, Bobby's like the bottom in 1 and 2, 3 and 4. He's blasted the top. He slips a little bit off of 1 and 2, and that maybe changes his mind about going to the top as they come back to the white flag. One more time around for Jaden Frame. Can Pierce get to it? He's got less than a 5th mile to figure it out.
Jaden Frame finished 13th in this race back in 2019. He's trying to start on the outside front row. Pierce going to go high, wide, and handsome in 3 and 4. It's not enough. Jaden Frame is going to win DRP Performance heat race number 6 with Bobby Pierce second, followed by Jack Riggs, Dustin Rollins, Chris Fetter, and the 229 of Kip Hughes.
The winner of DRP Performance heat race number 6 out of Deckard, Tennessee, it'll be Jaden Frame. The Teddy's Lawnmower Sales and Service, J&J Construction, Southeast Auto Direct, Jackson's Auto, Vic Hill Powered Capital Race Car for Jaden Frame. 5-time winner this year. And Blake, we talked about it earlier. If I'm not mistaken, his Gateway Dirt Nationals last year ended up with him upside down on the back straightaway. Tonight, he's going to start outside front row for the 25-lap prelim. Down to you.
And he had to hold off the hottest late model driver in the country and Bobby Pierce to do it. So definitely had to earn that one. I would say Jaden Frame very deserving of starting on the front row here tonight. I don't know if he knows where he's going to be starting. We'll ask him here in just a moment. And impressive run there, Jaden, to pick up a heat race win in the Dome, special. But to hold off a guy like Bobby Pierce here in the Dome, that has to make it a little bit more special, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's very special. You know, when he got by me there, I didn't think I'd ever have another shot at him. I knew he'd guard that bottom because the bottom was good, but I think he got a little tight there, and I was able to cross him over and get it done.
You know what's left to draw for?
The 2 is what I've seen so far.
You're darn right. We'll make it official. It is official, Jaden. The 2, Ben said last year ending up on your top. You got to feel like this year's going a little bit better.
I hope so. You know, last year was the best run we had, and then we ended up on our lid. So, you know, hopefully we don't end up that way this year.
All right, he's off to a better start. Jaden Frame going to roll from the outside of the front row, guys. And 6 late model heat races in the books at night number 1.
Well, thank you very much, Blake. They're gonna fix the loop. They've got another one they're pulling through. You see the rope down there. They're gonna get that fixed. When we come back on the backside of the break, we have 4 Summit Racing Equipment modified heat races.
And maybe a special guest.
And Charlie Medford, you heard it here first. The Castrol Gateway Dirt Nationals. You're either here in the house or watching live at FloRacing. We'll be right back.
Maybe you've got somewhere to be, work to get done, or it's time for some fun. No matter what gets you there, O'Reilly Auto Parts has a super start battery to get things going. Our professional parts people will help you test, find, or install batteries for nearly any vehicle. Super Start, power, performance, and reliability. Only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
PEM Racing is your choice for the highest quality driveline components, proudly based in the heartland of America. 9-inch rear ends, quick changes, drive shafts, gears, and more. Built by the best for the best. PEM Racing.
Time is ticking away. Don't be late. Listen up, drivers, tracks, and series. Order your merch now. Arizona Sports Shirts. It's more than just shirts. Hats, hoodies, koozies, flags, keychains, and much, much more. Get your custom design and order before the racing season begins. Order today. ArizonaSportShirts.com. That's Arizona Sports Shirts, the original racing shirt.
Give yourself safer, smoother towing with Shocker Hitch. Check out our air bumper hitches with air ride technology rated for 12,000 pounds and 20,000 pounds. Don't need an air hitch? Check